good with it, y'all? It's Coffee on the vid. Back at it, and what do we got here? WACK100 throwing up some paperwork. Y'all remember that CS2-BACK? It was big news. What was it, like 18 months ago, somewhere in that time frame? That one platform. Dude's name is slipping my mind at the moment. No slight to him. Leave it in the comments, someone. I know y'all will, and update me. I know he's in these comments that we're gonna get to. He put up a documentary about the CS2-BACK, right? And it vanished. Vamoose. Poof. Vamoose. Son of a... Y'all remember Hove, right? Like, it was gone before I could even see it. And everyone was tripping off that. Like, yo, how did that happen? It was on WorldsTAR. Like, what's going on? What's really good? And the CS2-BACK ish has always seemed real trippy to me, man. Y'all let me know your thoughts about it. But Wack, do this. Check out what he said. We're gonna decipher some of what he posted here. But here's the caption. He says, "What happened to the CS2-BACK talk? Yeah, y'all gave old Wack another payday. Hashtag next link to all the work in the story. If I was him, I wouldn't have been paid by them." And let's see here. He's got DMX. Here we go again. Obviously, we can't play that, but it says clerk certificate of service by electronic. So he had dude served. Appeal, notice of filing appeal. And side convo, y'all, what do you guys think about what's going on with the hater? Right, we got to be careful even talking about that. And point and shoot, man, that's a case I'm following. You know what I mean? Like, those legal loophole bull is just fucked up what's going down with that. I was just watching a video earlier by the We Love Hip Hop Network, Friday Ricky Dread up there in the T-Dot covering it, man. And he had some good take on it. You know what I'm saying? That point and shoot kills it with the commentary. We all love his channel, you know, and it's bullish what's happening to him. But at the same time, when you're roasting fools and just getting on them, pause. Like, even though it ain't righteous, expect for the bullish to come, for someone to find different ways to attack you, exploit loopholes and such. But he has the bread, and, you know, I'm sure with his status, there's a lot of individuals, like he was talking about, he's got a lawyer on deck. And, you know, through some of the story that he shared in Update, it was clear that people online who have a law background and were in the know about a lot of things reached out to him to help him, you know, because he kills it out here. So that's going to be a landmark case, man, you know. But back to what Wack's talking about here: appeal, notice of filing, a notice of appeal. What do we got here? 1/9/2026, so a court date, Department 68115 North Hill Street, Los Angeles, California. Order to show cause. Was responding or replied to dismissal settlement. The case is placed in special status of stay, conditional settlement. Order to show 11/3/2025. A couple different things on that date. Order to show cause for dismissal settlement scheduled for 1/9/2026, 8:30 a.m. in Stanley Moss Courthouse. Clerk certificate of service by electronic service filed by clerk as to attorney Clinton Davis Robinson, attorney Michael A. Traubin, attorney. Order to show cause. So we're just seeing the back and forth of legal proceedings. Updated order to show cause hearing. Apologies for all the background noise. So it don't seem like it's saying like, yo, appeal, 68 more docket entries, case assigned to Honorable Stephen P. Like, I'm just skimming over this. Like, this isn't saying, hey, the CS2-BACK was cap. It's just saying that Wack civil case cover filed by Cash Jones, plaintiff as Media Lab Incorporated, a Delaware corporation defendant, alternate dispute resolution packet filed by clerk. Dig deeper, get deeper insights on court cases, latest cases represented by. So this reference to other, but like, I don't know, it's just showing that Wack sued someone over it, which we know you can sue someone over anything. if you file the paperwork and it shows some kind of settlement, and this gentleman says WACK100 is the police. WACK says shaking my head, the air we live in. And people don't have the sense to know what a lawsuit is versus paperwork. Man, y'all make me look good. So WACK saying, like, you think this shows that I'm snitched on someone? This is a lawsuit, which is clear as day. It says there. You know what I'm saying? Reggie Remarkable says, fake paperwork. You make fake paperwork nobody trusts. Now, I don't think that this paperwork is fake, but we know WACK has used fake paperwork in the past, like just some really lazy bullish. He did one thing off top. You guys remember way back with 1090J grievance, how or no, not the grievance, my bad. The fake fucking police report he made about the BB gun or whatever, and feel how y'all feel about that. But it was there was that one dude, Unspoken Crime Murders or some ish like that, that put out a piece of fake paperwork attached to a bunch of real paperwork showing someone was arrested, and 1090J proved that it was fake and all that, and it was cap. So the dude got slick with it. He didn't just straight up make fake paperwork. He took a few pages of real paperwork and put a fake one on the end. And long story short, when WACK and 1090 got into it, WACK revisited this old situation where that was already debunked as fake, but just took it and ran with it, straight cap. You know what I mean? Didn't fact check it, nothing. But here he is on here saying, oh yeah, people just, they can't tell this or that. But we starving, the dude who exposed Adam 22 like a motherfucker, WACK100. I forgot about all that. How did that just blow over? WACK's sending those illegal pornography, distributing it, and it being covered right on a no jumper case. Adam was like, yo, why'd you send me that? And WACK didn't deny it or denounce it or nothing. Like, how is that not a some kind of Fed case or a RICO case right in a no jumper video, man? Like, Homeland Security and the internet police or whatever, with all this horrible exploitation of the youth going on, like, they need to step up and do their job better, straight up, man. But anyways, we starving's right here and says, come on, McElroy, in your lawsuit against Duse, that's his name, Duse M's, you specifically named him. Run the Street says, in the era, WACK still don't know the difference between era and error. Chicago 74 says, the era we live in knows even if you aren't CS2-BACK and didn't work on that case, you still could be a CI or informant and got down on other cases. You are a rat lover who still do a lot of police-ish. Your whole vibe scream rat or cop, respectfully. Never forget too, WACK100's ex-wife was a cop. That wasn't cap. Remember, 40 Glock exposed that a long time ago. You know, when his divorce just came out too, not long ago, man. He mad about that like a motherfucker. He's looking all kinds of bad in that paperwork, man. But she was a probation officer, which is a sworn-in police officer. That's facts. You know, WACK was married to the police. I think a lot of people forget about that, man. You think he ain't tapped in all kinds of ways with law enforcement. But yeah, this lawsuit to me, it's not saying like, oh, that was cap, right? But dude is right. Say that was not accurate, right? It doesn't mean that he couldn't be an informant in some other ways like that. This man just talked about and admitted to sending illegal, disgusting, disturbing, wicked pornography and nothing. You know what I mean? And all the other issues he's been involved in, and his involvement in the Big U indictment. Like, there's just too much wild-ish going on, man. And just beyond informant, and I always let y'all know too, I'm no gang motherfucker or nothing like that, man. I'm snitching, right? I ain't afraid of a situation. I'll do what I gotta do. But like, you come break into my house or something, I'm calling the police. You heard? The air you can't even spell. WACK, you a fake gangster, bro. Really the worst. for the community. Go sit up with 6ix9ine somewhere. Someone says, you the same rat that told the court you scared for your life. Go talk about that on No Jumper. He's referencing the Big U indictment, I believe. Yo, that's funny, man. The rat taking a bath. Y'all remember this? That shit went wild viral a while back, man. Dude says, dude basically sued WorldsTAR because they blew his cover. And that's what was always so crazy about it to me, was this shit went up and went down so fast. Like, I couldn't even believe it. You know, over the past year or two, I haven't been tapped into all the ongoings in the blogosphere like I typically used to be. You know what I'm saying? And when I started hearing about this, I was like, oh shit, let me go tap it. Boom, it's gone. Gone off WorldsTAR. It just disappeared, vanished up out of the blogosphere. And we see what it was, man. WACK attached legal proceedings to it. You know what I mean? And followed through with it, though. Not like the bullish we were seeing going on with the point and shoot situation, where a legal proceeding was being attached to it, but then not followed through with, but then refiled in an endless loop of bullshit. You know, just to keep a motherfucker's channel down, hate for their success. That's what fucks me up about that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Dude been in the game forever. He's known as the hater, right? And like, he talks greasy about everyone. Like, why when it comes back his way? Like, same thing with WACK. WACK, you talk all kinds of crazy shit about people, disrespect their families, everything. Then when people get at you, you want to whine and cry and file lawsuits, like Drake running to the fucking courts filing lawsuits because he lost a rap beef. Like, come on, man. That's some straight stone cold sucker shit. Straight up. You heard? And, you know, again, too, everyone, let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, over here on Coffee, it's all about hearing from y'all, the good people of the blogosphere. Make sure to subscribe, tap in, you know what I'm saying? If I'm missing some pertinent info, put me up on game. Like, I just, as always, let y'all know, man, I'm no expert or not like that. I just tap in to have conversations with the good people of the blogosphere. So, flock with me, man. And here he is, Duse M's again. Active Chuck says, don't trip. My lawyers will be at you soon. LOL. And the truth of the matter will be substantiated publicly. So you see, he's saying, hey, you can post this, you can say all this and brag about a payday, but this ain't over. I'm fighting back. Just like Point and Shoot is fighting back. And he's saying on top of it, when it's all said and done, when the gavel slams, when the dust clears, the actual factuals will be revealed. Again, think about this guy who has to be a WACK100 troll or something, says, you don't have lawyers, bomb. There's the rat chewing on some food, getting his grub on. This says CS equals confidential source. Notice the case with Main Streets and Big U. He's supposedly a victim. Facts, right? We Starving in here says T Grizzly and every other black man who's been attacked by McElroy Jones needs to sue No Jumper any and every time he throws false accusations on him. And like we were saying with 1090 shit, when he ran with fake paperwork that had been debunked months and months ago, he defamed him with some bullshit. Like, if you want to get all technical file paperwork, yo, that was some bullshit that you did. You know what I mean? That was malicious intent. This gentleman says, yo, that would be a class action lawsuit. And that's the thing, too, with No Jumper. Notice that other situation that I'm talking about with the hater. When we were seeing some of the stuff We Starving revealed with some of those messages and such, like, it was like a coordinated attack. And it's like people like WACK here bragging, you know what I'm saying? Because he's got some paper or whatever, you know what I mean? We know he's a greaseball who grimied his way to success, but, you know, really doesn't have respect. Like, people may respect that he's plugged in the industry and like, oh yeah, like, you know, like, notice with WACK, it's bipolar relationships. Either people are more or less like, oh yeah, WACK, like, I fuck with him, we did good business, or yo man, that dude's the worst, he's a rat, he's a fake gangbanger, this, that, and the third. And the same thing with WACK. He just tries to come for everyone's head with the same bullshit tactics. Like, he grimied his way to the top, you know, soaking up game off Suge Knight and other people, and, you know, getting out of the trucking world and it was wild too with that one thing. He's like, why didn't this case got thrown out with the gun or whatever, when there was the shit about, what was it, Oklahoma? It's like, yo, crossing state lines, man. The feds probably picked that shit up, man, and he been working that thing off. But at the end of the day, Wack got some paper is what I'm getting at. Apologies, y'all. I kind of jump all over the place with my commentary, you know. And like, he's got some paper, he's plugged in, he knows the business side of things and the court side of things better than, you know, the average Joe who's just tapping into the blogosphere, creating content, and the sucker shit that he'll do. It's just like, and he'll come on here and brag about it, you know, like, he's just all the way goofy in so many ways. He's bragging about being sprung in a tricked out type relationship, crying to Adam 22 when the Stan G dude is on there. Like, no one really likes him, you know. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, in life, right, I know some people, to them it's all about a bag. Like, don't get me wrong, you need money and success and stuff to thrive and have a great life for you, your family, your loved ones. But at the end of the day, man, there's dignity and respect in conducting yourself in those ways respectfully, and just no one really respects Wack. Like, even the game, his main client, as I always point out, man, he inherited the game in a crazy, shady way. We know how that all went down. But other than that, Blueface successful. He just came home. Tap in with your thoughts on that. If you think he'll get back to the momentum and get things shaking and moving and continue on with his success, it's wild. I can't believe the way he reverted backwards, already being a millionaire, going to prison and getting his face blasted, pause, with all those prison tats and everything. Like, it's just bonkers to me. But those Coyote for Hire dudes, True Car, good rappers. I'm not dissing them, but I'm saying, like, Wack didn't bring them dudes to success. Nicky D's, that white dude that he had, like, Wack's batting average is not good with individuals, and the game was his main claim to fame. I guess Ray J, he quote unquote calls himself a manager or whatever. More like they just partner up on some things, and Wack attaches his name as a manager to make himself bigger and more successful. But anyways, Wack and the game ain't even rocking like that with each other anymore, you know. As I've been pointed out, Wack operates like a dirty politician, and he got that Rosemo knockout footage from the Fox Hills Mall from Men's Land, you know what I'm saying? Just ask Armenian Sam, you know, ask WACK100, ask Compton Menace. They all know what it is. They've been put it out there in so many words before, and the game story has changed up so much. Even again on Vlad TV, it changed again. Remember, he was telling people originally, how y'all knocked me out if I just landed in Texas, R.I.P. Rosemo. He was like, yo, that dude's plane landed in the middle of the Fox Hills Mall. The fuck you talking about? But because Wack has that footage, Game, now, you know what I'm saying, now Game flipped it up into like, oh yeah, we had this confrontation but nothing happened. Also, like, he went on the Breakfast Club implying he had something to do with the death of Rosemo. Like, and I'm a Game fan, you know, but he's just done a lot of non-respectable ish over the years, and being attached to WACK100 was kind of like the pinnacle point where his career turned into more suckerish type moves, you know what I'm saying? And people stopped fucking with him, really, like, having the respect that they did for him. Like, the way, like, Game got the same face tats as Nipsey Hussle and went all out his way repping for Nip, and Wack gonna sit here and disrespect Nip in the way in which he did all that time. You know, the Game wants to speak up and speak out, but he can't, you know, because Wack keeps him in check with that Rosemo footage. It's just ridiculous, redonkulous, you know. It's just operating with hoish tactics, and that's what we're seeing here. The trolling and the little kid games and shit like that, you know. This guy says it would be a class action lawsuit. We starving, you big mad. This dude says, like, righteous and bullseye and 100 emojis to 40 auto to the whole, you know, that they should sue by We Starving. He's saying that's actually the move, a class action lawsuit. That's what they should do. You literally admitted to being in the paperwork. Paperwork don't mean everything. Hope y'all know that this just shows they settled out, and also there's rats running around with paperwork every day. Facts. Again, like I was saying, Wack posting some bullshit. He's more or less just trolling the Duse M's dude, and you know, probably is trying to be like, oh, keep blogging about me and I'll sue you more. Like a motherfucker give a fuck about a lawsuit. You know what I mean? See, what Wack don't know is some cats, they might not have huge platforms, but they might be in the know about the legal system, or they might have even lawyers within their family with his bozo bullshit type goofy shit he's on. What do we got here? Now, if any dude's still carrying that CS2-BACK ish after this, it's slow as hell. Y'all got that man to check off. Y'all lying. That's not accurate. You know what I mean? But we got to go over the whole paperwork of the lawsuit. But let's see, right? Duse M's breaks down right here. He says, just because you settle out of court for crumbs, that don't mean you're not CS2-BACK. WorldstarHipHop declared the documentary was substantially true. So if they decide they would waste more money in legal fees proving that as a company they can offer to be done with the whole thing for that's a business decision, has nothing to do with the substantial argument of you being a confidential source to back. And that says it all right there. Businesses do shit like that all the time. Different situation, but look at the shit Wack in the game are doing, which at some point I'm thinking will revert to criminal shit with the moving money around in shell companies and Priscilla Rainey and the actual assault lawsuit and all the bull-ish. Like, she's trying to collect her judgment. That's another thing too. Just because a motherfucker wants some money don't mean they're gonna get it, you know? Wack wanted that shit down. Think about all the content out in the blogosphere and how Wack wanted that struck down so fast, man. I'm thinking Duse M's was so on point. It's ridiculous. This gentleman says, Active Chucks, facts. He think people are slow like him. Active Chucks, again, Duse M says, what's crazy is most people don't understand how law works. So he plays on their lack of understanding. Let me stop right there. All Wack is a manipulator. He thinks he's some kind of master manipulator, but it's really stupid half the shit. You know what I'm saying? He just keeps yes men and ass kissers around him or promises people something. Like, I don't know why anyone fucks with this dude. I understand doing business deals or whatever, but people thinking like look at goofy rat buster Jerry Curl snitch fake lame pussy who for years was talking about Wack blackballed me, Wack got me DP'd, everyone's WACK100 sympathizers. Now he running around holding WACK100's pockets like a pure bitch, man. You know what I mean? A lawsuit in itself doesn't clear him from being confidential source to back. He needs to bring his statements that he admittedly made to a federal joint task force in the Deja 3-4 Records, Main Street Mafia Crip investigation, and the Death Row Records investigation into the death of the notorious B.I.G. So y'all see that? Wack been talking to the feds for so long, man. This gentleman says, Active Chucks, big facts. The Ruger 10 says, y'all dudes want Wack to be the police so bad it doesn't matter what proof. Again, this ain't proof, so we ain't gonna read that goofy comment there. What? We need you on No Jumper. You a new character unlocked. What, this guy? Oh no, this gentleman here. Where is it? Who? Bolo. I don't know, but we're gonna go through a few more of these comments, and then we're gonna close it out. The same dude said, "Fuck No Jumper." You sue WorldStar don't mean you not a snitch. The federal government not allowed to reveal their snitches under no circumstances unless you take the stand in court. So if WorldStar lawyers reach out to the federal government to try to get them to reveal who their confidential informant is or was, they're not going to do that. We know you are a confidential informant. We watched you put the whole play down on Big U. You call Big U a snitch. You want, and again, let's stop right there. That's another thing. Wack was on Gillian Wallow's podcast, big upping Big U, praising him for what he was doing with his contracts with the city or whatever, like just like, you know what I'm saying, as some kind of a revolutionary. Then they fall out. Now he's the biggest snitch ever because of it, and all the while hiding from Big U. You know what I mean? Using Big U's name for years to try, like we were talking about 40 Glock. When they used to go back and forth, he'd always be like, meet me in 60s turf. Meet me, you know what I mean? Wack, terrified of a fade. Think about it. The only shit that ever is out there is a fake ass fight of him. Big U called him back way back when. You know what I mean? Like, if you read between the lines, y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to keep this jump off going on too long, but it's clear as day, man. If y'all got common sense and logic thought and can read between the lines and do basic mathematics and arithmetic, like, it's clear as day, y'all. Where were we? We know you are confidential. Oh yeah, you called Big U a snitch. You went and got one of his homeboys from his circle and put them on No Jumper platform, Vlad TV, DJ Academics. He's talking about Loose, the goofball cannon, who can't tell the truth about anything. You know what I'm saying? Just pathological liar. Kind of reminds me of the goofy rat snitch Jerry Cool, Earl, Buster, Bozo. You know what I mean? Two dudes with like borderline personality disorders who just, you know, got the battery all in their back from Crater Face, man. To talk about Big U criminal history, you know, the feds listen to podcasts and all the rest of you goofy. I'm not gonna lie, you're smart. One of the smartest snitches I ever seen, and you do it in plain view in people's face. You are a cold-blooded blood. So this man calls everybody else snitches and rats. Somebody calls him a snitch and a rat. He takes them to court and sue for money. Smart. But this man is diabolical. I thought you was a street gangster, gangbanger. Why are you suing people for the money? So with all that being said, man, I'm going to close this out. Like, there's so much in here. Tap in and let me know if y'all want. He was talking about Link in there to go further into the case. But at the end of the day, like we said, and everyone pointed out, and Duse was talking about, the truth will be revealed when the dust settles and the gavel slams. Y'all will see what it is. You know what I mean? Like, companies settle all the time. What was dude's name from WorldsTAR? Q, who is no longer here. RIP to him. I don't know who runs things now, but, you know, that's common business practice to do all kinds of, you know, money decisions. Like, look what Game and Wack are doing again. Moving all the money around. That's another way Wack has a Game in a chokehold. They got to keep cooking the books, hiding the money, putting it all in CS2-BACK's account and shit, you know? It's just wild times we're living in, man. But there y'all have it. WACK100 gloating when this doesn't really prove a thing. But subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for updates. It's coffee. Much love, y'all. I'm out of here. Keep your eyes open. Do the math. And, yeah, it's CS2-BACK, baby.